let's take a look at Sam Whitt's 5th place condition. So we have Beastboss on Squigosaur with Headwoppa's Killchoppa, Captain Badrug. So we've seen this on every list we've seen, guys. We've actually seen the Beastboss and Squigosaur make a resurgence, along with Gaz by his side and or Mozrog Skragbad. Captain Badrug finally made it back to the showing. Not Mozrog, sorry, I meant Captain Badrug made it back to the showing. Mozrog, Cat Skragbad, Nabon smashes Squig. I think, like I always say, but everybody has their own preference. I prefer Headwoppas on this guy. 2 war bosses, love it. 1, 2 10-man units of Beast Snagga boys. So as you can see here, he's using them as they just go fight with themselves. They get up to strength 6. You could appreciate it. They have 2 OC. Sometimes enemies just don't commit enough shooting into killing them either. 4 truck, Defcopta, Flash Skits, Gretchen, 2 knobs, a big brick of Squighog boys, and 2 storm boys. Like I said, the one thing that I appreciate more is put the Nama Smash Squig with Headwoppa Killchoppa in this brick. Makes him harder to kind of take off the table. Like, I mean, the enhancements take off the table, but it is what it is. And again, we see the smaller scalpels, 2 5-man units of knobs with power claws. So that might be a way to go. And only 1 unit of Gretchen. I don't love that. I'd like to hear what he thinks about Defcoptas. All I hear good things about them. I stay away from them because I am already usually bringing Assassinate as something that I can give away. I'm usually trying not to give away more with Bring It Down. With Copta. It is what it is, but I think they're pretty dope. So this list, you can see follow a theme here, guys. A lot of durability. Beastboss are coming back. Knobs for small activations head of a giant scalpel unit, but we've seen that used also. So keep that in mind as we go through this last matchup real quick and see how this get. So again, we have World Eaters. Vanilla is just a meta chaser. So we have Angron, Karn the Betrayer, Lord Avocatus, World Eaters, Lordon Juggernaut with the favorite of Corn. So it's funny because this guy can like go in a unit, but it makes no sense because he's cavalry. So favorite of Corn just gives him like he has to free roll the corn dice. Master of Indirect Combat. That's what he's called now. If you go to any other channel, that's what you're gonna call him. Master of Indirect Combat. If you don't know why, his rules are just obnoxious. He gets to do everything in the game when it comes to fighting, other than fighting death for free. He actually has to roll for that. So then we have a Jackal, Corn the Berserkers. That's when you ever see a 10-man unit, know that it's literally just to escort the Master of Executions. Another Corn Berserker unit, 2 units of Rhinos, a unit of 8-bound. Keep in mind, this unit of 8-bound is sleeper because what it actually gives you is a 6-inch aura reroll once to wound. So they're offensively used, but also they're kind of used to debuff themselves and everybody around them. The Exalted 8-bound and then another 8-bound unit. Like we talked about again with Orks going into these guys. He's paying for all these characters to enhance those units that he's in and to get up the field. But in reality, he has very minor activations with not too much damage. He has to commit like an entire unit to one of your Orc units. And as soon as you do a fight and death or you survive for some reason and you fight back, it sucks for him. Throwing your bomb squigs, like we seen that guy had 2 bombs. He had a unit Squighog boys. Throw a bomb squig into one of these 8-bound units or whatever because you don't have to see them. Oh, they hate that. They're like, oh god. They do have feel no pain and stuff to keep in mind, but they still hate it when they lose even one guy. That's like 6 attacks. So World Eaters are challenging, but they're not like a devastating matchup for us. Let's look into his second matchup. Oh wait, sorry, that was the second matchup. Brain fart. Oh wait, no, it wasn't. That was this. You almost got me, but then I realized this is this guy's name is a different name. So, but it looks like a very similar list. We talked about so Angron, Lord Avocatus again. But the difference here, and I can explain this, is World Eaters, Demon Prince. I believe either him or the one with the wings, but one of them gives a aura of a 4-up invuln from 6 inches, and then the Helm of Brazen Ire gives them reduce or half damage and a 2-up armor save. So he becomes like a B6/durable, and you can like stage him behind terrain. Jackal unit, a big Zerker unit, another big Zerker unit, 2 8-bounds, an Exalted, and then Chaos Spawn. These Chaos Spawn, I think they can get up to like a 4-up Feel No Pain. I believe so. That's the one cool thing there. And they're like a cheap unit. Keep in mind, these guys, this unit army doesn't have anything that's like dirt cheap besides this spawn. It's like the cheapest thing they have, and it's just 2 models. So it's not like Grots where they can like beat you on an objective and stuff. They're just like there. And that's something they like. Like I said, they just don't get enough activations to beat Orks. So let's see, Tyler King, the next one. Ooh, and like we said, we were going to talk about Adeptus Custodes. We can get some conversation about Adeptus Custodes. And you guys can ask me questions too if you're not sure why. Sorry to clean my ugly. Okay, so we got Adeptus Custodes. We have the Blade Champion, Cesar Chagin Valores, Custodian Guard, Prosecutors, Alaris Terminators, Warden, Caladius Assassin, Canis Rex. Okay. So weird that we brought Canis Rex. We see this. One thing I'll just say right off the bat is The one unit that can be interesting for us that we have to deal with wardens, they can get the Feel No Pain one phase, not one turn if you're playing into them. And then they get the Blade Champion, so they can be a problematic unit sometimes. The Terminators, because they have like rerolls against characters, even their small alarms fire can surprisingly kind of devastate some orc units. And then Custodes as a whole, between all their strats and everything, you do have to play intelligently, tagging certain models so they can't get all their attacks in, getting the initiative off on them, stuff like that. But orcs can deal with Custodes. It really does come down to how you play it, but this Canis Rex was probably not helpful in the orc matchup, because typically Custodes actually do better if they just have more Custodes when they're dealing with orc. And then did I just click that and no, okay. The fourth matchup is again Space Marine, Iron Storm. So you got Chappie, Terminator, Chappie again, and this looks like the same Space Marine player that he had to deal with, or at least not the same one, but the same list, right? I don't think those guys were the same one. You look at these again. Yeah, these are the same ones. And I want to go back. Did that? This is the same. Is it the same night? It was Craig Stewart? Did they both play Craig Stewart? That doesn't make sense. Oh, they did the last game, so he did end up playing him again. Which is interesting because he had already lost. So I don't know how that happened, but hey, I guess he was just scoring very high and he had to play into both these guys. So they both had to play into that same guy. We talked about that, so I'll just skip over that because this is what I wanted to talk about. The Leagues of Votann. So this is actually the guy who won the tournament, Sean Sullivan. So Leagues of Votann are an army that's doing good into us. And I think as quickly that we go, not quickly, but we talk about it a little bit and why that may be and what you kind of need to look out for them to do as a mistake so that we could beat them. So one, he has the Iron Hero Champion and he has the Call. So the Iron Hero Champion, he just like gives a unit the ability to D-strike. He himself is all right. And then the Call gives lethal to the unit he's in, and he can choose to give another judgment token. So we have the Hearthguard Warriors. They're one cheap outline unit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So orcs as a whole, we do struggle sometimes to deal with transports, and Sagitar have that weird data sheet where they're not enough points for bring it down because they're only 9 wounds, yet they're 10 toughness, so they get over that threshold to kind of deal with us. They can get up the board quickly and kind of delay us and slow us down, and they have a good amount of firepower, and some of that is actually pretty effective for our transport. Then we have the Broken Thunder King. Right here to keep in mind though, they have 2 different profiles. We have a bolt cannon version right here, but there's only 3 of them in the small unit, and then the other one has the Graviton Blast. We have Suttonian Berserkers, 2 Suttonian Berserkers, so 2 melee dudes. Not all lists bring the Berserkers. Maybe now a little bit more often, but generally they don't always bring them. He has 2 units of Hearthguard, but keep this in mind, right? One has the plasma grenade / concussant gauntlet and the grenade launchers. And like I said, the concussion gauntlets, which is their melee weapon. And then the other one actually bought the Volkite Disintegrator, which is their devastating wound profile. And they brought the Plasma Blade Gauntlet, which is more attacks at strength 6, but only 1 damage. So you can see one might have been going for, I'm not sure which character is put there, but keep that in mind. They have different profiles. So they're looking to do different things with each one of these units. So the person wants to just plug and playing for redundancy. He had an idea of what he was trying to do, which means because they can come in from strategic reserve, he's trying to choose what he's going to interact with. He has a land fortress, so that's on top of all the Sagitar. So he was prepared to give up a certain degree of bring it down, but he wouldn't give up bring it down and assassinate, right? Keep that in mind, right? When Sean Naden picked his list, he's looking for that too. Ooh, am I going to take bring it down here? Maybe, I don't know. So yeah, and then we have the Pioneers. These are their bikers that come on and off the field. So like I say, into orcs, because we don't know what the mission was, but he did end up losing this one, 87. But look what the Leagues of Votann player got, 91. So a 3-point win. That could be a draw, a card draw. That could be a lucky dice roll. Not saying luck won him this at all, by no means. I'm just saying when you lose or win a game within like a 5-10 point margin, every top player knows, like, man, that was a close game. It could have gone either way. We both played excellently. So both of them played excellently. Great job by Sam Whitt, right? But Leagues of Votann, we don't know what the mission is, but both of them scored pretty well. Which tells me that he was actually keeping his distance and pre-measuring orcs a lot and laying them back while continuously scoring as he could, at least early in the game. And then as if he did start to die, that he continuously kept scoring. And Sam too. So both of them did a great job. I don't know what the missions were, but that would have been great information to have. But Leagues of Votann, because they have the ability to put devastating wounds into some of our stuff, the fact that they actually do have that odd high volume of medium strength, and just volume of small arms fire. Plus, they have some somewhat reliable high damage weapons too, and they like to get into that range of 24 inches. The issue for them is you as an Orc player need to look at Leagues of Votann when the player's setting up and say, where have you messed up that I can come touch you, start pressuring you early, start actually try to beat them in the deployment setup as well. They don't like to be cornered, and when you're coming up the table, it might be who of you, depending on what your build is, to actually come up the sides of the table, and if they're trying to check you with that land fortress, take off the side so they can't come in from the sides on and off with their pioneers, and kill what they're trying to use to activate their secondaries in the middle if they're doing a fic. The Leagues of Votann are something that they're hard for us, but we have the tools. But it does come up to Leagues of Votann, someone making mistakes of getting too close too early, and us being able to pressure them and kill them at a punishing rate, screening them off the field and such, which is really important.